أعزائي الطلبة والطالبات، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مرحبا بكم في درس جديد من دروس النهارده. معاكم عادل بسيونى، وإن شاء الله النهارده ثالثة إعدادي يونت 7 بس مع كتاب المعاصر. نروح على طول إلى page 23 وتشوز ذا كوريكت أنسر، اختر الإجابة الصحيحة. سيوة is a أو an in the western desert. طبعا سيوة هي واحة، فهختار oasis. النيزك lake is one of Egypt natural. طبعا هي أحد العجائب المصرية الطبيعية، فهقول wonders. The garden is by a strange fence. بسور عظيم to keep the flowers safe. عشان نحافظ على الورد، فهي محاطة، فهقول surrounded. Water come naturally to the surface from under the ground. Water springs. ينابيع المياه. جبل ألبا is park. is a national park. I try not to the environment. بحاول إن أنا ملوثش البيئة، فاختار pollute. Fewer magazines are sold today because of the internet. News agents. Turtles eggs on the beach. طبعا تبيض lay eggs. Remember to fill bottles with water before you go to the desert. I usually أنا دايما find some dates under there on my uncle's farm. palm tree النخلة. The water in that lake is very, I can't see my face, is very bright. There is a wild cat of North Africa and Asia. The crackle cat. Some animals don't change there where they live. The habitat. How do we respect for nature? How do we show respect for nature? The wind has made the rock strange shapes into strange shapes. The habitats are always cold and are often covered by ice. طبعا ده بولر القطبي، البيئة القطبية. The habitat usually has large green areas and no mountains. Large green areas دي في grassland الأرض العشبية. The habitat is a large area of land that is covered with trees. طبعا دي هي الفورست. There isn't always rain in the habitat, but there is always a lot of water. دي هنا الwet land الأرض الرطبة. The habitats are next to the sea. طبعا دي الكوستال البيئة الساحلية. This house looks like a plane. It has a shape. له شكل غريب. He works for a charity for free. He is a. ومن صفحة 26 choose the correct answer، اختر الإجابة الصحيحة. We can make a أو an adjective. نقدر نكون صفة from the word coast. من كلمة coast by adding the suffix بإضافة النهاية. طبعا ly عشان تبقى coastal ساحلي. The synonym of the word strange. مرادف كلمة strange. strange يعني غريب، المرادف بتاعها هو unusual. The antonym of the word cause. cause معناها يسبب. الانتونيم يعني العكس، عكس يسبب. effect أثر. We must protect the wildlife. The synonym of protect is مرادف كلمة protect يحمي، مرادفها save. Locals called the lake the shooting star. المحليين بيسموا البحيرة دي shooting star. The antonym of local يعني مضاد كلمة local is foreigner. لكن المعنى يا شباب هي natives السكان الأصليين، citizen المواطنين. Adding the suffix إضافة النهاية to the word waste make it an adjective. بيخليها صفة. طبعا ال ERN عشان تبقى western. To give the opposite meaning عكس of the word usually. We add the prefix un عشان أقول unusually. There is much snow on the top of the mountain. The synonym of top مرادف top is peak القمة. أعلى الجبل هو قمة الجبل. The antonym of reserve is to. The antonym هو المضاد. reserve يعني يحفظ أو محمي. in danger في خطر. We get the noun from the verb locate by adding the suffix location يبقى ال ION طبعا مع حذف ال E. ومن page 28 complete the sentence with the correct form of the words in brackets. والسؤال الأول these areas are known as polar habitats. طبعا هي معروفة دي صيغة مبني للمجهول وبالتالي verb to be اللي هو هنا are عشان دي جمع وبعد كده التصريف الثالث منه هلاقيها known يبقى are known. These habitats found at the top and the bottom of earth. These habitats جمع فهقول ايه are found. What kind of habitat is the area around the Nile Delta? Cold. طبعا cold is اهي cold. Fewer magazines sell today by news agents because of the internet. طبعا fewer magazines جمع فهقول are sold تباع. السؤال الخامس this national park surrounded by grasslands. طبعا دي صيغة المبني للمجهول. national park دي مفرد فهقول is surrounded محاطة ب. hundreds of date palm trees is grown here. طبعا هنا is غلط ليه؟ لأن هنا 100 of date palm trees مئات من النخيل فهقول are grown. Our beaches are visited with thousands of tourists every day. طيب are visited by بواسطة. Why isn't جبل ألبا visiting by more tourists؟ طبعا هنا why isn't جبل ألبا visited لماذا لا يزار visited. النيزك Lake described by visitors as one of the best places to dive and swim. هنا عايز اقول توصف فهقول ايه is described. In Australia the start of spring are celebrated in September every year. طبعا هنا بداية الربيع مفرد فهقول is celebrated يحتفل بها. Do you help daily with your homework? Are you helped هل تساعد. Football stars نجوم الكرة admired by all fans هقول هنا are admired. English is studied of أحمد لا هقول by أحمد. Many new cars are made by robots in factories now. The park and the beaches cleaned by volunteers every day. هنا هقول are cleaned. Every year eggs by turtles on the beach. هنا هقول ايه are laid. يباض. Litter doesn't put in bins by people. هنا هقول isn't. The beach are protected by people who work at the park as usual. ده مفرد فهقول is protected. ومن صفحة 32 تعال نشوف التمرين على الدرس الأول والثاني. finish the following dialogue. مازن is talking to his friend مازن بيتكلم مع صاحبه عمر about an English lesson they had أو they took yesterday. عن درس الإنجليزي اللي خدوه امبارح. Hello عمر, how are you? قال له hi مازن, I am fine. Our English lesson yesterday was great. درسنا امبارح في الإنجليش كان عظيم. Do you agree with me? تتفق معايا؟ Yes, I agree with you. Let me ask you a simple question about it. خليني أسألك سؤال بسيط عنه. فقال له okay. سأله سؤال كانت الإجابة about 14 million tourists visit Egypt every year. يبقى هيقول له إيه؟ How many people أو how many tourists visit Egypt every year? What places do they like to visit in Egypt? وترى إيه الأماكن اللي هم بيحبوا يزوروها في مصر؟ فقال له they like to visit ancient sites. المواقع الأثرية القديمة. عمر قال له that's right, they are very fantastic. نروح على طول للسؤال الثاني. choose the correct answer. اختر الإجابة الصحيحة. Alexandria is a coastal city. الإسكندرية مدينة ساحلية. The synonym of coastal is يعني مرادف كلمة coastal معناها هي seaside بجوار البحر. is an area in the desert مكان في الصحراء where you can find water وتلاقي فيه مية. طبعا ده الواحة oasis to form the adjective علشان نكون الصفة from the word nation we add the suffix al علشان تبقى national. This lake is bright. The antonym of the word bright is يعني عكس كلمة bright هو polluted ملوثة. We add the prefix to mean to do the verb again. فهختار re. This shop only sells magazines. It's a news agent. بعد كده نروح للسؤال الثالث. complete the sentence with the correct form of the words in brackets. Some sandwiches make every morning for me. طبعا صيغة المبني للمجهول فهقول sandwiches جمع فهقول are made تصنع يوميا. Egypt visit every year by millions of tourists. طبعا هنا مفرد Egypt فهقول is visited تزار. My grandfather's house surrounded by some beautiful fields. هقول هنا is surrounded علشان الهاوس هنا مفرد فهقول is surrounded محاط بيه. My cousin called محمد هنا is called يسمى. My room sometimes clean in the morning هقول is sometimes cleaned. بعد كده نروح على السؤال الرابع. Write 110 words on the following. A review of a natural wonder in Egypt. طبعا ده مجاب عنه يا شباب في نهاية الكتاب. هنبدأ من بيج 39. نروح على طول للسؤال الأول اللي معانا. choose the correct answer from A, B, C or D. اختر الإجابة الصحيحة. There are amazing of dinosaurs in the science museum. الديناصورات سايبالنا لحد دلوقتي ايه يا شباب؟ سايبالنا الفوسلز الحفريات fossils. والسؤال الثاني معانا هو fish are in special boxes to keep them fresh. السمك في صناديق خاصة علشان تحفظها طازجة. طبعا هنا هقول ايه؟ are preserved محفوظة. are preserved محفوظة ودي جملة مبنية للمجهول علشان كده لقيت are والتصريف الثالث من preserve يحفظ preserved. The carpenter measures the and widths of the door. النجار بيقيس واتساع الباب. بيقيس ايه؟ بيقيس الطول والعرض يبقى اللانس. That is the biggest sea animal in the world فهقول هنا الايه؟ whale الحوت هو اكبر حيوان بحري. In 2005 the fossils الحفريات at وادي الحيتان were studied by a team of international scientists. علماء دوليين. This car should not be يجب ألا تكون here. طبعا هنا هقول ايه؟ parked، ما كانش مفروض تركن هنا. They a report about animals and plants that are in danger التي في خطر. يبقى they published نشروا تقرير عن الحيوانات الموجودة في خطر. رقم 8. In the past people used horses to the carriages. استخدموا الناس الخيول علشان، طبعا هنا الحصنة هتجر فهقول to pull، الاختيار نمبر B أو B الاختيار التاني. Can you tell me the main of كشري؟ قال له rice and pasta. فعايز هنا الايه؟ المقادير أو المكونات ingredients. Rome is the of Italy. طبعا روما هي عاصمة إيطاليا فهقول capital. Can you me some advice about how we should treat animals? Can you give me some advice? اديني شوية نصايح. This car belongs to my dad. Belong to يعني يخص أو يتبع. Saves people's lives. In danger ولا danger ولا in danger ولا dangerous. طبعا هنا saves تهدد حياة البشر فهقول in danger. A is something that people travel in that is pulled by a horse. الناس بيركبوها أو بيسافروا من خلالها دي وتجرب الحصان دي الكارج العربة الحمدو. Is a building where horses sleep. طبعا هنا stable الاسطبل. When all the trees in an area cut down we call this deforestation. إزالة الغابات. As a group of animal or plants of the same kind. دي طبعا species الفصيلة. The of the restaurant is Mr. Ali. He bought it last week. يبقى ده Mr. Ali owner المالك. If you someone well you are nice to them. If you treat someone well لو عملت حد كويس. If something is it's important for some particular reason. If something is special. ومن page 42 choose the correct answer. اختر الإجابة الصحيحة. نجيب محفوظ is a famous writer. The antonym of famous يعني مضاد كلمة famous. famous يعني مشهور وعكسها unknown غير معروف. We use the prefix بنستخدم البداية to get the opposite of kind. kind unkind عطوف وغير عطوف. kind unkind. To get the adjective from the noun luck we use the suffix. عايز صفة هقول lucky محظوظ. The film was terrible. The antonym of the word terrible is فظيع. الفيلم فظيع عكس فظيع amazing مدهش. The scientist found out many facts about whales. The synonym of find out is discover اكتشف. Yesterday it was quite hot. كان الجو إلى حد ما حر. The synonym of quite hot is warm. ومن page 44 complete with the correct form. روح على طول السؤال الأول. A report about animals and plants that are in danger. تقرير عن الحيوانات الموجودة في خطر was published. لا يا شباب هنا هقول was published. Better news were shared by another one. طبعا احنا عارفين ان news اخبار ولكن هي مفرد فهقول was. These pictures were painted by the daughter أو her daughters. لا were painted. The first pension in Rome built. لا هقول was built. We don't know how the stones of أو for the pyramids carried. لا the stones الأحجار were carried. Long ago من زمن طويل camels call ships of the desert by some people. سميت الجمال سفينة الصحراء، يبقى هقول were called. We don't know how when Petra did named، لا هقول was named. Because of last week's floods in India, a lot of houses were destroyed. And the last 100 years we lose. لا يا شباب we هنا فاعل فهقول we lost. The Cairo Tower is designed، ده في الماضي، صمم في الماضي فهقول was designed. In the past fish caught، fish was caught. What unusual material was used? How did fish preserved in the past? How was fish preserved? A tree was planted by the farmer. The first Olympic Games were held. The telephone was invented. ودلوقتي جه ميعادنا مع تدريب على الدرس الثالث والرابع، ونروح للسؤال الأول والموجود تحديدا في صفحة 48. Finish the following dialogue، أكمل هذا الحوار. أيمن is talking to وليد about Rome، بيتكلم مع وليد عن روما. فقال له إيه؟ Which city do you like most؟ أي المدن تحب أكثر؟ فوليد قال له Rome. Do you know Rome؟ هل تعرف Rome؟ Yes, I don't know Rome. فسأله سؤال، قال له No, I haven't. فقال له إيه؟ Have you ever been to Rome؟ سأله كمان سؤال وقال له How many people live in Rome؟ فقال له About 2.7 million people. Oh, what's it famous for؟ هي مشهورة بإيه؟ It's famous for the Colosseum. Who built the Colosseum؟ قال له I am not sure. بعد كده نروح للسؤال الثاني. Read and complete with the correct word. من القائمة اللي قدامنا دي نكمل الفقرة. Yesterday، بالأمس، I had lunch in a restaurant. I liked the special soup and I asked the waiter about its ingredients. سألت عن مكوناتها. I often eat in this restaurant, so I am popular in it. Unfortunately، ولسوء الحظ، when I wanted to pay for the food, I didn't find any money in my pockets. ملقتش فلوس في محفظتي. Was my money stolen؟ هل سرق مالي؟ Or I forgot it at home؟ ولا نسيته في البيت؟ I didn't know, but I promised the restaurant owner، وعدت مالك المطعم، to come back tomorrow and pay. بعد كده يلا نروح للسؤال الثالث. Choose the correct answer. والسؤال الأول بيقول is something people travel in that is pulled by a horse. طبعا حليناها، دي الكارج العربية الحنطور. مو صلاح is popular footballer أو football player. The synonym of the word popular. مرادف popular إيه؟ famous مشهور. Plastic damages the wildlife. The antonym of damage يدمر هي save. ينقذ. To get the adjective from the noun health، we use the suffix y عشان تبقى healthy. We use the prefix to get the antonym of happy. Happy unhappy. Omar is nice to Ali. This means he treats him well. هو بيعامله كويس. السؤال اللي بعد كده وهو write a short story، وده مجاب عنه في نهاية الكتاب. تحديدا page 57 صفحة 57. على طول نروح للسؤال الأول اللي معانا. choose the correct answer. اختر الإجابة الصحيحة. He was when he met my twin brother. He couldn't recognize me. ما عرفنيش لما كان معايا أخويا التوأم. يبقى he was confused. كان مرتبك. والسؤال الثاني monogose's body is covered with silk to keep it warm علشان يحافظ على دفئه. طبعا هو الفر. الفر يعني الفرو، فرو سميك يحافظ على الدفء. Here is to become a nuclear scientist in the future. Nuclear scientist يعني عالم طاقة نووية. فده كان هدفه، يبقى هختار aim. Her aim كان هدفها. Monogose's can see and hear well. بيشوفوا كويس ويسمعوا كويس. Which helps them to danger. To avoid danger. avoid يعني يتجنب. يجي بعدها noun أو verb plus ing. Also بالرغم من some of the monogoses live, many live in large groups. بالرغم من ان المونوجوز ده بيعيش لوحده alone، الا انه في بعضهم بيعيش في مجموعات كبيرة. The letter was delivered by this morning. الصباح. letter الخطاب يبقى postman ساعي البريد. The manager the work in the office. He tells everyone that to do what to do. المدير هو اللي بينظم، فهختار organize. Monogoses are able to snakes by biting them. طبعا يقتلوا فأقول to kill يقتل. Farmers found suitable to plant the new seeds. The of Egypt is growing بيزداد. Many new babies are born every hour. طبعا ده population. population يا شباب يعني التعداد السكاني. When Basim has a problem, he asks for help. وask for help يعني يطلب مساعدة. Egypt is famous. It's mild weather. طبعا famous مشهور for. famous for. Everyone should a rule to play in developing his country. لدور لتنمية الدولة فأقول have a rule. Is a wild cat with long and big ears that lives in Africa and Asia. طبعا ده انواع القطط اللي احنا خدناه اسمه كراكل. كراكل. Is the thick hair that covers the body of an animal. طبعا ده هو الفر. فر يعني الفرو اللي بيغطي جسم الايه الحيوان. The word or a phrase to explain things in a picture diagram. طبعا ده الليبل شباب. Means the way in which a person lives. الطريقة اللي بيعيش بها البشر فهقول lifestyle. My uncle always starts his email with dear captain. That's a funny introduction. مقدمة مضحكة. Volcanoes make an island in the sea. The word make here can be replaced by نستبدلها ب form يكون. Sport is useful for your health. The word useful means معناها good. بعد كده تعال نشوف this blanket is heavy. heavy تقيل. البطانية دي تقيلة. It's طبعا البطانية تقيلة يبقى sick هي سميكة. She was very sick yesterday. هي كانت مريضة بالأمس. The antonym عكس كلمة sick هي طبعا sick مريض يبقى عكسها well بصحة جيدة. The prefix can be used to get the opposite of able. نستخدمها علشان أحصل على عكس كلمة able. طبعا unable. The synonym of the word active يعني مرادف كلمة active energetic. We add the suffix to get the adjective from the verb suitable. suitable طبعا suitable. بعد كده على طول إلى exercise على الدرس الخامس والسادس ونقول finish the following dialogue. Adam is telling his father about his calculator that was lost at school. الآلة بتاعته ضاعت في المدرسة بالأمس. Father, how are you? أدهم قال له I am fine. أنا بخير. father قال له إيه؟ You look sad. أنت شكلك زعلان. What is the matter? إيه المشكلة؟ فقال له إيه؟ قال له I lost my calculator أو my calculator was lost. بابا سأله سؤال كانت الإجابة it was hot كان الجو حر and I went to wash my face وأنا رحت أغسل وشي. When I come back I didn't find it ولما رجعت ما لقيتوش. بابا قال له إيه؟ what happened. ماذا حدث. بعد كده بابا سأله سؤال فقال له yes I looked for it under the desk. ايوه انا بصيت عليها تحت الديسك. فقال له ايه did you look for it. دورت عليها. بعد كده بابا قال له ايه؟ قال له بابا ايه what should I do dad. اعمل ايه؟ قال له you should ask your mates. تسأل اصدقائك. if you don't find it I will get you another one. لو ما لقيتهاش هجيب لك واحدة جديدة. بعد كده على طول ادهم قال له ايه thank you dad. شكرا يا ابي. بعد كده نروح للسؤال الثاني. read and complete the text with the words from the following list. confusing, famous, don't, didn't, confused, direction. When I visited منصورة لما زرت المنصورة for the first time to join the university I was confused. كنت مرتبك. I didn't know how to get to the university. ما عرفتش ازاي اروح الجامعة. I asked someone for directions. قلت لواحد على الاتجاهات. It was far away. كانت بعيدة. So I took a taxi. After that I lived for 4 years happily in that famous city. في هذه المدينة المشهورة. بعد كده نروح على السؤال الثالث. choose the correct answer. اختر الإجابة الصحيحة. The antonym of the word sick. sick سميك يبقى light خفيف. We add the suffix to get the adverb from the word main. main أساس mainly بشكل أساسي. We found the exam quite hard. The synonym of the word hard. hard يعني إيه hard؟ صعب. يبقى difficult. difficult صعب. I organized a meeting between me and my friends. أنا نظمت اجتماع ما بيني وما بين أصحابي. meeting organize هنا معناها إيه يا أولاد؟ معناها arrange. يبقى arranged رتبت. To get the antonym of the word active. active unactive. There is thick hair that covers the body of an animal. طبعا ده اللي بيغطي جلد الحيوان الفر. نروح للسؤال الرابع. complete the sentence with the correct form. The pyramids are visited. Different kinds of food are cooked. A bag full of money. شنطة مليانة فلوس was found. لقيناها. New roads were built. طبعا هنا عشان every year فهقول are built. تبنى كل عام. Who broke the glass? broke. مين كسر الكوب. اختبار الوحدة السابعة من كتاب المعاصر منهج ثالثة اعدادي الترم الثاني منهج 2022. روح على طول للسؤال الأول والموجود في صفحة 69. finish the following dialogue. أكمل هذا الحوار. حمزة is talking to أشرف about the White Desert National Park. حمزة بدأ الكلام وقال good morning أشرف. Can I ask you some questions about the White Desert National Park؟ فقال له sure بالتأكيد. What are your questions؟ إيه هي أسئلتك؟ كان السؤال الأول إجابته it's on the western side of the Nile and continues into Libya. يبقى where is the White National Park؟ السؤال الثاني yes it contains 5 oases. يبقى does it contain 5 oases؟ Why do the rocks have strange shapes؟ قال له because the wind made them into strange shapes. Do you have any other questions؟ فقال له ايه no. فقال له you are welcome. نروح على طول السؤال الثاني. read and complete with the correct word from the list. tourism tourists logged species wildlife looking. You should protect the in Egypt. You should protect the wildlife in Egypt. Different species كثير من الفصائل of plants and animals are endangered because of man's bad activities. We can encourage more and more tourism to visit Egypt to see these natural places if they are looked after well. بعد كده نروح للسؤال الثالث. read the following then answer the questions. When was the last time you walked down a litter-free street? Although millions of pounds are spent on cleaning rubbish every year, this alone هذا فقط cannot solve the problem. مش ده بس اللي هيحل المشكلة. The solution lies in our hands. الحل في ايدينا. Dropping litter in the street must be against the law. People who throw litter in the street should be fined. لازم يدفعوا غرامة. Litter is not only ugly but it also dangerous. When there's so much litter, most consumer products are overpackaged. A single item may be wrapped in plastic but in a box, wrapped in cellophane, and then put in a plastic carrier bag. We can solve this problem by recycling paper and plastic bottles. Never drop litter. Consider the smallest piece of paper contribute to the problem. Avoiding buying overpackaged items from supermarkets and take your own carrier bags. You should also organize day trips to the local countryside and beaches on holidays to pick up rubbish. If everyone makes themselves responsible for maintaining high standards of cleanliness in their area, the problem may be solved. السؤال الأول بيقول the main idea of the passage. الفكرة الرئيسية للفقرة دي إيه؟ We are responsible for solving the problem of litter. أما السؤال الثاني after reading the passage we see that the two words rubbish and litter are synonyms مترادفات. The underlined word contributes can be replaced by adds. After reading the passage, do you think we can solve the problem of the future? Yes, I do. Summarize the last paragraph in your own words. الفقرة الأخيرة عايزين نلخصها بطريقتنا. ده كده إن شاء الله حل السؤال الخامس. نروح على آخر سؤال معانا. If you are asked to suggest a way to solve the problem of litter, what will you suggest? لو أنت تقترح حل لمشكلة القمامة، إيه هو الحل بالنسبة لك؟ People who throw rubbish must be fined. بعد كده يلا نروح للسؤال الرابع واللي بيقول choose the correct answer. We can get the verb danger in by adding the prefix in. فأقول in danger. It's healthy to eat food with natural ingredients. The synonym of natural is normal. To form the noun of the verb deforest, we add the suffix as in a noun deforestation. Is the natural home of an animal or plant habitat? The antonym of the word fill يملأ empty. He took 3 hours to get his house. His house is very remote. بعيد جدا. A nice goal last night يبقى was scored سجل. Glass make from sand يبقى is made. Who was تاج محل built by. The station was built last year. Does the housework done by her يبقى is. وأشكر لكم طيب المتابعة، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.